up, guys? Your boy Benny. You ever made a really bad choice that's going to lead to an obviously bad result? And then you're kind of just upset when that result happens. You're like, why did I have to rip like 7 Jack Daniels shots, 2 a.m. Last call? I didn't have to do that, right? Go to bed on an empty stomach. Like, I knew what was going to happen. I didn't have to lie to my girlfriend, right? And just an obvious lie. I know she's going to find out. I know I'm going to be sleeping on the couch. Either way, I'm going to be sleeping on the couch. It's like all of it's bad. It is like the action consequence loop is really tight for some of these decisions, and it's obvious what's going to happen. And that happens in politics for a guy like me, because I'm going to read you the headlines and you're going to say that was incredibly predictable. But the way that it works in politics, and the reason why there is a free market, is because command and control markets, which is what the world had for the vast majority of the last 2,000 years, don't work. It doesn't work. Force of regulation market and price controls don't work. The Soviet Union, which is one of the most sophisticated societies to try it, tries it right now. It leads to massive instability, collapse, the government propping up virtually every single industry. And then what that means, you have a bunch of fake industries that aren't properly measured with the consumer demand. A free market is the best way to figure out like what a price of something is. That the free market is the only way to go. But when the government does that with anything, and this is why I'm against a minimum wage entirely, right? There shouldn't be a minimum wage. When the government messes with like what you must pay for certain things, whether it be tariffs or whether it be wages, then they end up always bungling it and destroying what should be like a regular market, a self-correcting market, right? That's the point of the free market. And this is exactly what happened. It's like economics 101. It's exactly what happens in California. What did you expect was going to happen? California jacks up their prices for minimum wage. And a couple of months ago, in a move that was everyone was sniffing their own farts in the state house, in the Democrat-controlled state house in California, and Gavin Newsom was clapping everybody on the back. We raised the fast food minimum wage to $20 an hour. Okay, we're paying fast food workers $20 an hour. Ain't nobody ever done that. And aren't you proud of yourself? Aren't we all proud of ourselves? Now, Gavin Newsom doesn't eat any fast food. Like, he has his own private wineries all over the state. All of the state's ruling families, like the Pelosi's and the Browns and the Newsoms, they all have private chefs and private wineries. So they would never eat at these fast food places. And maybe the intended effect is actually that they don't like these fast food places. They're a blot on the scenery, and they want them to go out of business. Maybe that's part of the play here. You ever thought about that? By the way, dishwashers at Gavin Newsom's winery restaurant make $7 an hour, but Burger King has to pay $20. California fast food restaurants have cut 10,000 jobs thanks to the state's $20 minimum wage trade group. California fast food restaurants have slashed nearly 10,000 jobs. Thanks, Democrats. According to the California Business Industrial Alliance, slammed the Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom for pushing through the law, which went into effect on April 1st and was blamed for forcing one beloved taco chain to shutter 48 locations just last week. California businesses have been under attack and under assault for years, and now they are getting thoroughly destroyed. It's just another law that puts business in further jeopardy. Several other major changes, including McDonald's, Burger King, and even low-cost favorite In-N-Out Burger, jacked up prices to offset the higher wages. Many had to cut employee hours, and some have expedited a move to automation. Ooh, boy. 10,000 jobs have been cut across fast food restaurants since Newsom introduced this bill and signed it into law in the fantasy land by thinking that drastic wage increases will help workers and businesses. Doesn't matter what the minimum wage is if you don't have a wage at all. If the business is going under, then what's the point of the increased wage? Now, this brings us to an interesting case here where there is a beloved fast food chain called Rubio's that is now closing in California. Rubio's Coastal Grill. Now, I've admittedly never eaten at one of these, but I don't know. They look pretty good. But good luck finding one because they're all closed now, right? R.I.P. Isn't that great? Isn't that great for all the employees of Rubio's and their 50 locations? A beloved Mexican fast food chain shuttered 4 dozen locations in California because of the rising cost of doing business, just 2 months after Gavin Newsom imposed a $20 minimum wage. Rubio's Coastal Grill, known for its fish tacos, closed 48 underperforming stores in the Golden State as of May 31st, keeping 86 stores in California, Arizona, and Nevada open, the privately owned chain said. The closings were brought about by rising costs of doing business in California, the spokesperson said. Making the decision to close the stores is never an easy one. While painful, the store closures are a necessary step in our strategic long-term plan to position Rubio's for success in the years to come. So Rubio's, if you've ever eaten there, is now DED. Finished because of the $20 fast food minimum and also the cost of regulation and meat, food. The higher wage is blamed for the $9,500 jobs lost at the end of April, representing 1.3% decrease in fast food workers, also being offset by automation. Because fast food is such a large, visible sector, minimum wage employment and small businesses say they also face pressure to raise wages to compete for the same pool of minimum wage workers. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. So this is, quite frankly, this is what you end up getting. So you raise the minimum wage. The way that these people think about the economy. The way these people think about the economy is so unbelievably stupid. You raise the minimum wage, and you just assume that money appears magically. Where do you think the money comes from? You're going to jack up prices. You're going to gouge the customers. And then when more customers aren't willing to pay $10 for your fast food burger, then you should close down the store entirely and nobody gets paid any money. These people are complete and total monsters. Here's the local news reporting on this.
Rubio says it's becoming increasingly more challenging to keep up with rising costs. And it comes as devastating news for many San Diegans who have seen the restaurant expand over the years.
I'm bummed that they're closing. I go there at least once a week.
Since 1983, Rubio's Coastal Grill has grown to be a San Diego favorite.
We eat there for, at UCSD when we went there for college all the time.
And it has a nice story to it, too, how it began as a tiny place, and it expanded.
The casual dining restaurant began as a walk-up taco stand in Mission Bay and has expanded throughout the decades to hundreds of stores across the U.S.
You gotta start with a soft corn tortilla. Then you need a little white sauce on the deep fried fish.
CBS 8 has covered the restaurant several times over the years, including in 1997.
We really want to expand coast to coast. Smoky Oaxacan shrimp tacos. This is our cilantro lime quinoa bowl, which is one of my favorites.
In 2019, co-founder Ralph Rubio sat down with CBS 8's Jeff Zevely about what inspired him to open up the restaurant famous for its fish tacos.
My first fish taco experience in Baja was in San Felipe, which is on the Sea of Cortez.
In 2020, we covered the challenges the restaurant faced during the pandemic when it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and was forced to close 26 locations. At the time, the restaurant said the restructuring plan was to create long-term financial stability. Fast forward to today, the store announced it closed a total of 48 underperforming locations across the state, including 13 in San Diego.
I'm sure a lot of businesses are going through the same problems. We're overtaxed, we're overburdened, and gasoline's higher here. Everything in San Diego is more than anywhere else.
I don't know. I mean, there's a San Diego staple.
In a statement, a spokesperson for Rubio's told CBS 8 the decision to close stores is never an easy one, and that the closings were brought about by the rising cost of doing business in California. They add that while painful, the store closures are a necessary step in their strategic long-term plan.
It's sad to see that it's a quality, good company that can't keep all of their Rubios open.
It's unfortunate that everything's too expensive in California.
The company says there are 86 stores that will remain open in California, Arizona, and Nevada. For a full list of the 13 San Diego area stores.
Oh, it's too bad to kicking open in California. Well, dude, have you voted MAGA? Have you voted for Donald Trump? No, can't do that. He's a felon. It's like you can't. You just there's no reasoning with these people. It's very sad to see people are like really sad about this on the internet. Apparently, this was a beloved franchise. R.I.P. Rubio's. They were great. California sucks. Rubio's is closing 48 restaurants in California, citing the state's terrible business climate. This is Newsom's model for the nation. Ralph Rubio started his business, San Diego Icon. California policies, minimum wage hikes, force Rubio and many other authentic restaurants to close. Yeah. Oh, I thought we were worried about minority-owned businesses. No? Oh, okay, got it. Close them all. And then open up the California state-run business, which will be the last and sole business able to operate. Owned entirely by the Newsom family and the Pelosi family, right? Yeah, I think that's the goal, of course. Rubio's restaurant in California shuttering 49 stores. When will Californians realize their government and governors are killing them? I don't know, man. Maybe you should stop voting for these people. This is what happens when left-wing liberals run wild. They're closing now. And of course, it's not just them. Leaving Hotel California, business owners are torn over the exodus. Share stories how bad things really are. 67% of California employees want to move out of the Golden State. Never a great sign. Never a great sign, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be caught in one of these states. Do your best to get out. I would only say that as somebody who's moved from a dark blue state, dark blue area, dark blue district, right? The District of Columbia, down to a red state. And my life has never been better. And I would just advise it. I think it's the best thing you could possibly do for your life. And you know what? You'll still be able to eat your fish tacos down here. Rubio's can come to Florida. You know what I mean? We already have a Rubio. Isn't this not? It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.